Like I finally figured out how to integrate music into these damn things, right? So, small victories, man. Hello, welcome to a brand new Reality Breach Live. My name is Sergio. I am your host. With me today, Alden Kirkland, the famed podcaster and co-host of Dead Scene Kids, and all around Jackson socialite.
What you think you would consider me a socialite?
I don't know, but I have to make you sound like it when we're speaking publicly. Jeez. How's it going, man?
I was taking it as a compliment for sure. It was like, as a socialite? Okay.
Like, I see you as someone who's out on the town, like drinking fancy ass drinks or something, right?
Yes.
You know, it's like first we're gonna go to a wine. First we're gonna go to a wine tasting. Then we're gonna go grab a couple cocktails at a local bar. Then we're gonna watch a show.
Yeah, absolutely. That actually does sound like some shit I would do. Actually.
Yeah.
Like big time.
Then you hit up like a dive bar after the show because you're not done yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You can't not go to like George Street.
See, for me, it's F. Jones.
Yeah, see, you gotta go to George Street.
Nah, I used to go to George Street a bunch. I just feel like I've aged out of George Street as being an old man.
Also, like, if I'm being truthful, I only go to F. Jones every once in a while. Not F. Jones, George Street. Whenever like my friends are there, but it's not my choice. My choice is easily Finian's.
I used to go to Finian's weekly when they did.
I prefer Finian's.
Yeah, it's a cool place. It's things have gone down there that I'm not cool with. But that's not the conversation we're having. We have Star Wars to talk about.
Nerd. Fucking nerd.
Fuck that. Star Wars is is the most mainstream thing literally on the planet. Star Wars is more mainstream than Mickey Mouse at this point.
You think so?
Yeah, man. If you're a super fan of Mickey Mouse, you're a fucking weirdo at this point. Like, am I wrong?
No, you're not. Like, who's a big fan of Mickey Mouse?
Right.
Like honestly, when I think about Mickey Mouse now, I just think about the corporation and like just what they do with in in South Park, and like Mickey Mouse being a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I equate Mickey Mouse to now.
Like I know I'm gonna eat these words, but who's out there writing like freaky Mickey Mouse fan fiction?
Ew.
Like,
why would you bring that up?
Because you know it's a thing. You just don't want to acknowledge that it is.
Oh my god. It's like, stop. Why? Because now I'm thinking about all the like queer fan fiction between Mickey and Donald.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Like they together they share one outfit.
Like him, Donald, and Goofy are actually in a throuple.
Yes, the Disney throuple.
Why'd you do this to me?
I'm just trying to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi, man. That's all I'm trying to do here. Like, so we have a couple of topics today, and then we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about at the end of the show. because I feel like that is also a conversation that we would have before the conversation. And I don't even know if you know what that is, but we'll get there when we get there.
No clue.
Let's talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi, Alden.
Yes.
Were you on the show last time we talked about this?
Probably. I'm pretty sure I said Ian McGregor was hot.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I think I said it.
Yeah. Now that all of the episodes are on the books and you've watched all of them.
Yes.
Okay, then we need to preface this conversation with there will be spoilers.
Because we didn't do that last week.
No, we didn't.
We totally did not do that.
Yeah, there will be spoilers, and I guess if you've seen Star Wars, you know the spoilers. But whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big. This isn't a big deal. Like they do like small things on this is why this and this is why that. But as far as like the story, like you know what happens.
Nothing in Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series, matters. None of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they could literally just scrap it and nothing would matter.
Yep. Yeah. It's freaky Star Wars fan fiction, is what it is.
Absolutely, it's just fan fiction.
Yeah.
It's actually fan fiction.
So, what'd you think? What'd you think about the show?
I really enjoyed seeing, like, there was always like this separation between the Obi-Wan that we saw in Revenge of the Sith and the Obi-Wan that we get in A New Hope. Like they're polar opposites. And it's good to see where they align and how that becomes this. And so I'll say that is the most impressive about it. I love the fact that Ian McGregor hasn't aged 2 days at all. Like the man hasn't aged a bit. Like seeing him next to Hayden Christensen, and I'm like, somebody aged, and it wasn't Obi-Wan.
Like, so how did they use the face filter that makes him look young, and he still looked older than Obi-Wan?
It's like, actually, you weren't burned at this point. This is before the burns, pal.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point. Like what was his name? Sir Alec Guinness. Is that who played him?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's right. Don't correct me, stream, if anyone's watching. There was
correct him.
Yeah, there was no over. You're right. Like the last Obi-Wan we see in episode 3 is like this fierce, fighter who's been through a war and is gung ho about saving the Jedi, and seeing a broken man throughout this series.
It's really truly broken.
Yeah, come back to life and be haunted by his past. As pointless as the whole series is, as it does a lot of justice for the Obi-Wan character.
Yeah, it does. It does a lot of justice for his character, especially, excuse me, especially when he talks to Leia about the culture and like the religion of being a Jedi, and saying that we're stripped away from our families. We don't know them from like younglings. We don't know them. And like these vivid pictures that he has in his head of what his family might have been, where he says, I think I had a brother. And so in his head, his brother was Anakin. And so like now, like that whole idea of him having a brother, him raising someone, and him teaching all the things that he knows as a brother should, is what he gave to Anakin, is what he would have given his actual brother. And so seeing him go through all of that, and then my light died here. And seeing him go through all of that, and then at the end of it say, I truly did lose you. That you are not the person that I fell in love with. Like you are not my brother. So it was a lot of growth in just the Obi-Wan character. I mean, there's a lot of plot holes that comes in when you think about Leia, but she's cute as hell.
True.
She's a cute kid.
Speaking of plot holes, it was just really nice to see a Star Wars story crafted with the exact same lack of care that the original or like prequel trilogy was. You know, because you could watch the prequel trilogy and be like, this is real stupid, and there's plot holes everywhere. What the fuck is going on? George Lucas is a madman. And I feel like this same energy. And there's a lot of filler, a lot of the Reva stuff. I've got no hatred for the character. I just feel like most of the stuff with her is just pointless. It doesn't push the story along very much.
I disagree. I actually disagree.
Oh, really?
I disagree because there's a lot. First off, shout out to like Moses and being such a great actress in the show, and I love the fact that everyone backed Moses up because I don't think we talked about this on the episode where we talked about the beginning of Obi-Wan.
I don't think we did. No.
But shout out to the entire cast and like the Star Wars franchise and the Disney franchise being behind Moses and calling out racism right where it stands. You are not a Star Wars fan if you are a racist. So there's that. But I think that Reva was such a poignant character because not only is Obi-Wan faced with Anakin, he's faced with the decision that he made because of Anakin. So, and I think it was in the Clone Wars where Obi-Wan is actually the one sending out signals saying, do not return to the Academy.
Okay.
He's the one that sends out the transmission that says, do not return to the Academy, thus leaving Reva.
Leaving all the younglings there to die.
Exactly.
I don't think I'm to that episode of Clone Wars yet. So, spoilers!
I actually haven't watched Clone Wars, but I looked it up and I was like, why is Reva important? And it was because of that. I seen a clip where he's saying, do not return to the Academy, hide and find safety. The Jedi are no longer safe. And
I really dig the fact that she was a youngling. Like that's a great way to tie it all together. I feel like the way they wrote in this I'm gonna betray Vader like plot line, and then her just completely get stabbed by Vader and then survive, and then have this moment with Luke on Tatooine. Like, I feel her character would have served the story more had they just killed her when they stabbed her, because the entire scene with Luke on Tatooine in that last episode, completely pointless.
Yeah,
unless you're looking to give the Reva character a spin-off.
That's what it was.
That's exactly what it was.
It was to give Reva closure, not just in death, but actual closure because she was that Jedi, and we don't want to deface the Jedi and what they're known for, even if she did turn into like a semi-Sith. She's not completely a Sith. She's still a Jedi. But like, we don't want to deface that. And so we need to give her closure. And how we can give her closure is show her that she's no better than when Anakin killed those younglings, is what she's doing right now, because she still has no idea that she could have been the one to slaughter the last hope for the Jedi.
Yeah.
That was it right there. She had no clue. She had no idea who the fuck that kid was. She was like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker right here. Fuck them kids.
Yeah. Like, I am on record as to say I'm tired of them shoehorning fucking Luke shit into these Star Wars shows and movies and stuff. Like, okay, we get it. Luke's important, whatever. This scene, like, there is value in Obi-Wan going back and, giving the little spaceship thing to Luke and saying, hello there. Like, there's a lot of value in that, but there's no value in him going back to try to save him. Like, it's fuck off. Like,
I agree. I actually do agree with that. There was no reason that Luke should have been. Now, Owen on the other hand made a lot of sense. Owen's character made a lot of sense, and his relationship with Luke. I think that Luke should have been in the show, but he's as prominent as he was. I don't think he should have been as prominent because he's not important yet.
Right.
Luke doesn't even know Ben at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even know him. So like the last part is where he gets introduced to him. Makes sense because when the droids show up and he said, "Oh, well, he might be talking about old man Ben Kenobi." Now you know how he knows Ben.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as far as like anything else, like there was no reason for him to be around. But I think it was more of Obi-Wan's character and him clinging on to that last piece of Anakin, which was Luke.
Yeah, Luke. Yeah. Let's talk about the hello there for a moment. Because I think it was on this show actually. I said that all of this will be pointless. All of this will be for naught if he doesn't say hello there at some point in this fucking series. And
what you got your wish, pal.
Like when he went to visit Leia on Alderaan, and he pops his head out of the spaceship or whatever. I'm like, he's gonna say it. This motherfucker's gonna say it. He didn't say it.
He didn't.
And I was like, fuck, that was their chance. What? There's like 7 minutes left in this episode, and this is Disney Plus, so there's like 45 seconds left in this episode. And then he flies to Tatooine, and I'm sitting on the couch watching it with my daughter sitting right next to me. And I'm like, oh, he's going to meet Luke. Oh, he's going to meet Luke. This is going to happen. It's going to happen. He's going to say it. And as he's walking up, I just go, hello there. And then he says, hello there. And I just lost my shit. I was like, yes, fucking finally.
It's equivalent to when Morbius says it's Morbin time.
Morbin time, yeah. Yeah, again, same energy. It's the same thing. So, like, to close the loop on this whole hello there shit, I guess my final thoughts are, yeah, the show had giant flaws, but because of Ewan McGregor and this story's proximity to the prequel trilogy,
mm-hmm.
all of those holes feel like they kind of make it belong and make it endearing in the way that I want my Star Wars to be endearing.
How did you feel about the Qui-Gon ghost?
I thought I was going to hate it because I heard, oh, maybe I think Qui-Gon's going to show up. And I was like, fuck, why? But then when I saw him and it was handled so carefully,
mm-hmm.
Because like at this point, it's reasonable to believe that Obi-Wan doesn't know how to force ghost yet. Force ghost yet.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So someone's got to teach him. And he's not hanging out with Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, Yoda did tell him that he needed to be perfectly balanced.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that they showed Qui-Gon when it's that parallel because the entire show, Obi-Wan calls Darth Vader, he calls him Anakin the entire time because he still sees his little brother Anakin until that very moment where also that little side piece from Juice that he gets from the lightsaber when Luke takes off that helmet, he got that little spot there. We always wonder why he had syphilis just in that one spot, and now we know. But like when he gives him that spot, when he gives him that slice to the face, and he said, "You didn't kill Anakin, I did." And then he said, "You're truly lost." And then immediately at that point, he says,
"By Darth."
He calls him by Darth because he isn't Anakin anymore. And then in the New Hope, he doesn't call him Anakin. He said, Anakin killed your father. Darth Vader killed your father, Anakin.
And then in the
A little
fight,
tie.
in the fight where Obi-Wan like disappears, right? You know,
Mhm.
when he calls him Darth in that fight.
Calls him Darth. Calls him Darth because he's nothing but a Sith at this point. He's no
Yeah.
one else but a Sith. And like that parallel to him getting to that, and that's what I said, like those 2 points to figure out how he got there was that part, is
Mhm.
how he became perfectly balanced and complete with the Force again. And that's how and then Qui-Gon says, I've always been here. You just weren't able to see me yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Great ending. It's really great
Yeah.
ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, question: Do you think they're going to do a season 2?
Yes.
Why?
Because of the Obi-Wan's, not because of the Qui-Gon stuff.
Yeah.
And because apparently the series was an enormous hit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So if Ewan McGregor's down for another season,
I mean, he was the producer of the show.
yeah, I don't see why he would, walk away, because I'm sure it's a payday and it's only 6 episodes.
Milk that cow, dog.
Yeah, like the whole damn series was shot in like a warehouse full of sand. So he just visit the warehouse full of sand for 6 weeks a year from now, and he's like, "Oh, payday."
Payday. Also, let's talk about the last thing.
Okay.
Is the visual effects
Mhm.
of now. One thing I absolutely love that they did was they didn't make it like this extremely like vivid fencing fight that we had in like Revenge of the Sith. Like that shit was sick in Revenge of the Sith. Like that was sick.
Yeah.
But how did we get from Revenge of the Sith to A New Hope when they're just standing there? Like, how do we get there? And so like I love that it was exactly like we got to that spot to where it was like in the middle of that. Like it wasn't overly fenced, but
Yeah.
it was playful. And then seeing Darth Vader's his lightsaber on his mask on that last episode, and how you see the blue fade turning into the red, like gradually.
Mhm.
What you literally watch Anakin die in that scene. I loved it because we've never been able to see in A New Hope, in any of the sequels, where we weren't able to see the lightsaber because they didn't have it, but we were able to see that glow of the lightsaber and how it like dwindles from that blue to that red.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched Anakin die, and we watched Darth Vader was actually born in that scene.
Okay. Did you tell me this? Did the lightsaber seem fatter than usual?
I don't know.
Or might I say girthier than usual?
Girthier? I don't know. I don't know if they had any Darth girth.
Because I watched parts of A New Hope, and they seem much longer in A New Hope. And then
oh yeah, for sure.
They seem normal in the prequels, and these just seem fat. Like just fat fucking just chunky ass lightsabers. So I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing things, or maybe they're just animating them different. Who knows?
Probably. It's
okay.
It's not under Skywalker anymore. So
let's move on to our next topic. Alden, have you watched Umbrella Academy?
Absolutely.
Have you watched Umbrella Academy season 3?
I sure have.
Have you finished it?
I have.
Fuck. Okay. I have watched all but 24 minutes of the finale.
Oh.
So we can talk the entire season except
the last
end of the basically the last episode.
Okay.
So that's our next topic. Umbrella Academy season 3. I have opinions. I have big opinions.
Okay. Let's go ahead and start. What's your first one?
The first one is I fucking love this whole Sparrows versus Umbrella shit. It's fantastic. I love the new characters. I love the new power set. I love how they affect the other characters. I love how they just fucking kill dudes. Like, I love it when characters die.
Left and right, dog. Like,
yeah. Fucking love it.
Strategically done, too. Strategically done to where it's just exactly 7 again.
Yep. It's that part of the and as always, the real icing on this show is the relationship between the characters. Like, you could, in essence, this entire season is just the characters in a big room chatting.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
And at this point in the show, they understand that that's the secret sauce of the show. And they're leaning really heavily into it.
Yeah.
Which leads me into my main complaint. And that is, the whole damn season just seems like a big room with conversations happening in it. You know, the special effects, dog shit this season. The environment variety, dog shit this season. Like, even what I've seen of the last episode is just them running up and down corridors that cost like $10,000 to build. It's like, okay, move this wall over here. Now it's the 3rd floor, guys.
You're not wrong. Change the number.
move this wall over here. Now it's the 5th floor. Like, I feel like they went through massive fucking budget cuts season to season.
Probably.
And again, because the secret sauce is so good, the character interactions and bringing in the new characters and all of that shit, all of that was so good that I can look past it. But it's hard to ignore.
Have you watched the show Bleach, the anime Bleach?
Of course not. It's anime.
Okay.
What do I look like?
Dude, you were wearing a fucking Star Wars hat after talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Not an anime. Not an anime.
You look like a fucking nerd. But there's a spot in Bleach where they go to this place called Hueco Mundo. Right? And they go and fight these what they call Las Labores or something like that. Anyway, the person that wrote the show or wrote the manga, he said he got tired of drawing buildings. So he literally put them in a desert. And they're flying in the sky for a lot of it. So like a lot of the battles that they're doing, it's like really great battles. The storyline is great. But man, this animation is shit. This location is crap because they're literally in the sky in the desert. So all you see is like these little waves of dunes, and then like this blue spot, and then like a cloud will come past, and then that's it. That's it. Like you'll be standing in the air, and that's what this season of Umbrella Academy is.
Yeah. It's like let's throw an occasional picture reminding you, oh, the world's ending, by the way.
Right.
now let's go talk to Victor. Just chilling in the lobby. Whoopity doo. I'll have some shrimp. Which leads me into another complaint. They're playing very fast and loose with the believability of a lot of this shit. I know it's a science fiction television show. Yeah. That's not lost on me, but there's just certain logical leaps you have to make for some of it to make sense. Like when they got back and they were kicked out of the Umbrella Academy building, they're walking around aimlessly, presumably with no money and no place to go. How the fuck do they, obviously they stay in the hotel using the watch. Okay, fine. 2 scenes later, number 1 has a fucking boombox with a whole shit ton of tapes, and he's making a mixtape. And I'm like, the fuck did you get all that? You don't have any money. How are you feeding yourself? Like, how is any of this happening?
I literally thought about that when Victor and Allison are in the coffee shop. And I was like, how the fuck are they paying for this?
Yeah. like is Allison just gonna be like, I heard a rumor that my show was free today?
Yeah,
like
that's it. That's the logic.
Yeah, like, at least show us something. Like, at least show us. So we're broke. I guess I'm just gonna have to number 5's like, I'm just gonna blip into this bank vault real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I'm rich, Nightcrawler. Like, fun. It's cool. I'm here for the ride. Like, this isn't me saying, oh, make it better, more. But at least treat me like I'm smart enough to know that this doesn't make any fucking sense. Give me some breadcrumbs, man. Just some breadcrumbs.
All right, so you love this band. I love this band. I love the person of this band. And I know that you do as well. But from what I have been told by my co-host, Hunter Camp, is that this is the way that Gerard Way writes.
Okay.
Which is why Umbrella Academy, the season 1 is really great, is because he had somebody help him write season 1. That is not the case for like the Sparrow Academy, because there is another one, like a different one, a Sparrow Academy. He's like, this is the way that Gerard Way writes. Where it's just like something happens and you're like, how? Explain. I don't know if you read the True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys.
No.
Okay. I think I gave that to Philip, but I can buy it again because I love it. I actually really do love the graphic novel, which is the one that he wrote after Umbrella Academy. But it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that for sure. Where it's like explain. No.
yeah. Sorry. No. You just fucking. It happens off camera. Figure it out. Like, okay. Like, Gerard Way is not writing any of these episodes.
No, not at all.
They're all based on, of course, the books that he co-wrote with who's the other person?
Gabriella. I think that's her name, Gabriella.
Yeah. And maybe they're just doing a more direct translation of the work.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. But I have to be real self-aware. It's like, I know this is dumb. I'm enjoying this too much to bitch too much about this.
Yeah.
So, what did you like about the show? And or hate?
Okay, the only thing I hated about this show, because I didn't mind like the location and stuff like that, because like I was okay with the dialogue. I was okay with them like not using their powers most of the season. The person that we see use their powers the most this season is Victor.
Yeah,
we see Victor use his powers the most, and I was okay with that. But Allison.
Oh, I'm on record to have hated her character since day one. Day fucking one, man.
And I loved Allison in like season 1 and season 2, but like, dude, this one, oh my god, like
trash fucking character, man. Trash fucking character,
dude. So me and Danny were watching this fucking season, and she takes her hand and she punches the mirror, and I said, oh, here comes the obligatory I'm gonna cut my hair scene. And so she just takes it and she looks at herself, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess not. And then she takes it and she cuts her hair. I was like, oh, there it is right there. Obligatory cut my hair scene. And I saw on Twitter, my friend Ariel was like, I want to be just like Victor.
Oh shit. Like, it's so so I guess I respect them for not giving the obligatory I'm going to cut my hair scene to Victor, because that would have been the no-brainer. Well, we can have this. He can cut his hair. Now it's a he. Like, They dodged that. Fantastic.
Yeah,
And
I
then
love the way they did it.
yeah, yeah, and I love the way the family handled it. I love that each character learned the information at a different time, and they were like,
Uh-huh.
what? That's a thing?
Right.
Oh, all right.
My favorite was Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Diego, between like this season, like Diego, Five, and Luther are like really great characters in this season for me. And the way Diego handles like Victor's transition, and he tells Luther and he says, "Do you have a problem with that?"
Mm-hmm.
It was my favorite thing.
Like, and the thing is completely unprompted, completely like it's like someone showed up to Thanksgiving dinner and said and was like, "Oh, thank you for the plate." And then Diego's behind him going, "You got a problem with that?" It's like, whoa, no one asked
Right,
for that
exactly.
level of energy, man.
Do you have a problem with that? Like, I loved it. It was so funny to me.
Whoa. But you're absolutely right about Diego. This is the first season where I can get behind the character fully.
Yeah.
I feel like he's finally fleshed out.
Seeing Diego as a dad was so great because he was great at it. He was so good. Like, he's like, oh man, he's just a little shit. That's all. Like,
yeah.
he's just like me. Like, I was a piece of crap too. Go clean it up.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Give the kid some room, let him grow up, and like I loved it. He was a great dad. He was a really great dad. Only for Lila to be like, oh yeah, that kid's not yours.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, we're just gonna fucking kill him immediately after that. Like, he becomes plot fodder. It's fucking terrible. But what I liked was in previous seasons, Diego's character was very obnoxious. Like we're talking
he was
Allison level obnoxious.
He was Allison.
Yeah. And maybe it's just I had to grow into liking the character because his oddly militant, like, let me check the perimeter, just this fucking weird characteristics that no one else in the family has, suddenly in this season became adorable.
Yeah, absolutely. Like him teaching how to basically like check perimeters and check for safety. He's teaching that to that kid. And it's just like, it's cute as hell. It's cute as hell.
It's like, none of this matters, but this is adorable, man.
Who was your favorite Sparrow?
Oh, that's a really good question. It's probably a tie between Christopher.
Why did I know that Christopher was going to be out there?
And the blob guy, what was his name?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They were really great at calling each other by their number more than by their name, because like they took Hargreaves like method and stuck with it. Like, this is what we are, this is who we are. If you're not number one, you're number two, basically.
Yeah. And the thing I loved about Christopher is that it just shows that like a character can exist in this world that is basically not a character, and no one is going to question it.
No one questions
No one. Like, it's not weird that there's a sentient floating box. That's just Tuesday. And even for the Umbrella Academy, of course, they kind of side-eyed it at first, but after the first fight, they were like, that fucking Christopher's an asshole.
It's Christopher.
Yeah. So, yeah, I loved that stupid thing. What about you?
I agree. Christopher was like, because he didn't say much at all. And the stuff that he did say was like basically Chewbacca. Like, you heard what he said from another character.
He was R2-D2, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I liked Christopher. And I liked the girl that could do like the hallucinations.
Yeah.
I I love the fact that they just like killed her and Blob Dude off just like that. We're
Mhm.
like, all right, and you're done.
Yeah. Like I had a moment. I was like, are they dead? Like did they do this? Like
Yeah,
am
it
I
totally did. I thought
okay?
number 1 was gonna come back. I straight up thought number 1 was gonna come back, but no, he was like dead.
Yeah. I love killing characters, man. I love it. It's probably top 5. And like when I'm watching a show, like you know how in really bad TV shows, it'll be like, man, I hope to see my kid this weekend. And then you hear a gunshot from off screen and then it just blows the side of their fucking head off. And you're like, oh God, I love that shit. It's cheap. But I love when there's consequences to the actions of characters.
I feel that. So you really loved like season 5 of The Walking Dead, like that first episode.
Oh man. Yes. Yeah. You know, because then you can give the other characters actual tangible reasons for emotions.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And that's part of the complaint. I'm going to bring it back home. I'm going to bring it back to Umbrella Academy. Like Ben is terrible this season.
Awful.
And not just because he's, you know, an antagonist. He's just a terrible portrayal of that character.
Yeah.
Like he's pretty much emotionless the entire time. He is it feels very soap opera-y the way his character has floated through the season with this singular mission to please his father and be number 1.
Yeah.
Like that's way too black and white of a character for the Umbrella Academy as a show.
And I love the fact that easily Klaus will always be the best character of the entire show.
Yes.
Klaus will always be so side note, when he got asked by that kid, he said, you had a cult, and he goes, it was the 60s, everybody had one.
Yeah.
Me and Dad even played catch. We call it bus ball.
Oh yeah.
We call it bus ball.
And him just continually being run over by cars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant. Again, it didn't make any fucking sense.
None.
So
how did that make sense at all?
Like, so there was 45 hit and runs back to back to back to back to back.
So
what?
But I love the fact that when Ben gets drunk, and I think this is the episode before the last one, Ben gets drunk at the wedding, and he asks Klaus, why do you love your Ben so much more? And he was like, because he was an idiot. He was the best, but he was the worst of us, but he was the best of us. And like you kind of see that throughout the series, is that like Ben is just this lovable person that just has this deranged ass power. And so like it was that. And the fact that like Klaus wasn't able to see his brother anymore because like he sacrificed his spirit. And then like showing up and them expecting to get this Ben and them not getting it at all, to the point that like Luther, who was the dumbest of all of them, goes, you're kind of an asshole.
I love Luther's character.
I love Luther's character.
He's such a lovable doofus, man.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this season. You're going to get to the season finale, and it is going to be more of a what the fuck moment than season 2 was.
Good. That's also in the top 5 of my Sergio wants this shit out of a TV show. What the fuck moments?
Yeah, like you're definitely gonna get one. You're like, oh, why?
Just wait until 2024 when we cobble together some more shitty CG graphics and put them instead of a hotel, we're going to be in the desert this time.
They did that already.
Instead of the desert, it's going to be at a YMCA.
Oh, also, what was his name? The autistic kid, from season 2.
Oh, yeah. Harlan.
Harlan is the reason that those kids exist. They don't talk about it, but he's the reason that those kids exist. Because they went back and he goes and tries to find Victor, but can't. And him doing so either creates or destroys the children. Does that make sense? I think he originally created the kids, but because they went back, he tries to find Victor and ends up killing the parents.
Maybe. Like, unless you know something from the comics.
No, I don't. It's
okay.
Totally fan theory. I think that Harlan created the children.
That's possible. Because I feel like that's what we're getting to. Unless that's another Gerard Way thing, is like not explaining where anything fucking comes from. But
absolutely.
Like,
fuck them kids.
I feel like when the show inevitably ends at the end of season 4, that is what we're getting to. Like, how the fuck did this happen? How the fuck did all these women get pregnant and have birth, give birth the same day? But I could be wrong. I'd love to be wrong, because the weirder the show gets, the better I like it. So,
that was also another hang up. I don't like. Also, spoiler. I mean, long time coming. I don't like how they kill whatever his name is. I don't like how they killed him. Like, they didn't.
Oh, Harlan?
They didn't kill him. Like, you don't see him die.
Oh, he died off camera. All right.
Yeah, it is one of those supernatural things. It's like, if you didn't see him die on screen, he's not dead.
Oh, that's not just supernatural. That's all television.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, unless you see their ashes in an urn, they're not dead.
They're not dead. I mean, look, we're getting Scream 6, and Kirby's coming back.
I haven't seen Scream 5. Don't.
That doesn't ruin Scream 5. That doesn't ruin Scream 5 at all. But if you haven't, Scream 5 is great.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to go through all the old Scream movies with my wife.
Great film.
Before we get to 5, and we've made it to 3.
I was literally in the movie theater like Brenda from from Scream, not Scream, Scary Movie 1, where she's like, "Oh, this movie is good." That was literally me. This movie is good.
I remember being so colossally disappointed by Scream 4. I was like, I waited 10 fucking years for this? What?
Well, Hannah Panettiere is coming back as Kirby, Scream 6.
Oh, all right. Like,
but yes,
it's fine. Horror movies don't have to be good. It's okay.
Yeah, they could be terrible, but Scream 5 is great. Scream 5 is great. But I didn't like the way they kill Harlan. Whatever his name is.
Harlan.
I didn't like the fact that they didn't show Allison killing Harlan. I didn't like that at all, because, like, where the fuck is this guy? That's what I kept saying the entire time. I was like, where the fuck is he? And she's like, oh, I killed him. I'm like, sure you did.
It's like, where are the receipts?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, especially this season worthless fucking character, Allison. Sure, show me the receipts, Allison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like they went to the Allison Victor, like, headbutting. They went back to that way too much.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, just get the fuck, like, either figure this out or shut the fuck up. Like, I'm done with this fight y'all are having.
I screamed at my television when she rumored Luther. And I was like, you have hurt this man so fucking much. I was like, leave Luther alone. Leave him alone. He didn't fucking bother you. Leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
Luther has been hurt enough.
Yep.
And basically, she tried to rape Luther.
Yeah.
Yeah. Allison, God damn.
Fuck that character, man. just fuck that character. I'm old school. Fuck that character. Like I hated her in season 1, so we're good. We are to the 50-minute mark, which is kind of the part where we slow it down. Did you have any final thoughts on Umbrella Academy?
I want to see 5 grow up finally. I think we're finally going to get that.
Okay.
We're finally going to see 5 grow up.
We're going to kind of have that actor is aging.
He's definitely aging.
At some point, do we have to acknowledge that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Diego's a great father. Ben sucks. Allison sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Luther's wife is great and she's sweet. Luther is a doofus that had no idea that he was actually guarding the most precious thing to Hargreaves, which is his wife. I don't know on what that was. They don't really explain that either.
Is that in the last episode?
Kind of. It's like
Whatever.
In the episode before that one, and then it's right when right before Luther argues with Reginald. He argues with Reginald. I think I'm paused there.
Yeah, you're paused. I still hear you. Okay. But it's a fantastic screenshot.
Right? But I think
that's you screenshot that shit. That's your profile picture now. Like
but
this is the screen. This is the picture of you that I put next to like the announcement that you're going to have a TED talk.
Absolutely. This is the picture of me talking about Allison this entire series. This right here. This is the picture. But yeah, they kind of bring Luther up in what he was protecting on the moon, but they don't really go into it.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
And he came back. It's still here.
Well, I guess it's good we're wrapping this up.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you are.
Camera.
You're back.
My camera. But yeah, what else? Klaus is great.
Always.
Always fantastic. I want to see that kid come back. The kid from Euphoria. Like he can't be dead in both seasons, in both series. Like you got to come back in one, dude. Like that kid's awesome. What else? Victor's great. Love Victor. I love the person that he's becoming. I love that it is not. It's finally not a season about Victor that we got. I'm just going down all the kids. Yeah, good show.
Yeah. I've. This probably says more about Stranger Things than it does Umbrella Academy, but there was nothing driving me to watch the episodes of Stranger Things except my effort that I had to put in to do so.
Really?
Yeah, fuck see Stranger Things, but that's a different conversation. We'll have that once the rest of the season is over.
Okay.
But
I just got into Stranger Things.
Oh man, Umbrella Academy is propelling itself for me. It's like, another episode? Fuck yes. And I got none of that from Stranger Things. I was like, oh, this one's an hour and 40 minutes. Why?
Oh my God, you were stuck too.
It's like, what?
It was the eye roll.
So the last thing that we do every episode is we talk about what we're going to talk about. Do you have any ideas as to what our topics are going to be next time we convene?
Sure. We'll be talking about Thor, Love and Thunder. I can't wait. Can't wait to see
That is
Tessa
correct.
Thompson on my screen again. I love her. I adore Tessa Thompson. I can't wait to see her be the baddest bitch in New Asgard. Like, I can't wait.
I have the same excitement for Natalie Portman.
Okay.
I want to see her kick some ass, because this is like the only scenario where like this wafer thin actress can be a huge god badass,
Yeah. Do you think they're going to call her Thor, or do you think they're going to call her Lady Thor? Because her name technically would be Thor.
That's true. I don't know. I guess it depends on how it's like the logic they're using for there being two Thors.
Yeah.
But I'm not even going to speculate. I don't want to.
Absolutely.
I've stopped watching trailers. I'm fucking ready. So next time we will be talking about Thor: Love and Thunder, and if my days are correct, we will probably be finishing off Stranger Things, because
yes, we should be
the last two episodes, or the two feature-length films that are coming. Well, no, it's only one of, like, the second episode or the final episode of the season is like 2 hours and 45 minutes or something.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like, hire a fucking editor, but I digress. Those are going to be our two topics next time. Alden, plug yourself. That's not the right way to put that. What are you up to between now and then, sir?
You probably can find me on Twitter, probably, because as of last week or yesterday, my Twitter was actually re-given to me because I called Sarah Paulson a hoe, and so they locked me out of Twitter.
Why did you call Sarah Paulson a hoe?
I don't like her. I don't like Sarah Paulson. She bothers me to the core. She bothers me.
That's why she's so good at playing a bad guy or bad person.
No, she's annoying. She's not a bad person. She's annoying. She bothers me. She bothers me to the core. But you can find me on Twitter at Alden's Manor, unless I call somebody else a hoe.
I'm just going to say this right now. Log on to Twitter. Call Alden a hoe.
You will get blocked. I think Twitter doesn't like that word. I think Twitter doesn't like that word, because I called Soulja Boy a hoe, and I got blocked the last time.
you got to get creative with it, like H.
Yeah, absolutely.
03.
Yeah, absolutely.
As your
I gotta figure out how to do it, because and so my friend was like, why did your Twitter get locked? And I was like, I'm pretty sure Sarah Paulson was the one that reported me, and they said ... hoe. I don't take back what I said. I meant what I said. I don't like Sarah Paulson.
Wow. That's such a weird person to beef with. Really fucking weird, man.
You can also find me on Instagram at Alden's Manor, and you can find Dead Scene Kids on anywhere that you can listen to podcasts, which is me and my co-host Hunter Kent, where we talk about music and the culture around it. I think that's the best way to explain Dead Scene Kids.
Probably, yes. Yeah. Because like when I pitch people your show, it's like, well, scene kids. Like it's like the scene is dead, so they're dead scene kids. Oh, so it's about punk music? It's like, well, no. It's not. Is it about emo? Not really. It's about culture.
It's about culture.
So black people? It's like, not that culture. Music culture. And like, what is music culture? It's like, if you don't know, just fucking listen to the show. I'm done explaining this to you.
It's a great show.
So,
it's a great show.
It is. Well, I'm Sergio. I'm the host of this show, Reality Breached Live. I'm also the host of Shellheads. And that show happens on the weeks that we're not doing this show. So next week, there will be a new episode of Shellheads. And then the following week, join us back here on this Twitch stream and or this YouTube page and or the podcast feed, which you can subscribe to today. And it is currently available on all major podcast platforms. So Thank you for listening.
And,
Thank you for watching.
and Stitcher.
And Stitcher. It's also on
Stitcher.
Stitcher. Threw them a bone. It's like, hey, here's some more shit for your library. Yeah. I honestly, if they took us off Stitcher, I don't think I would give a shit. All right, let's end this. We're at an hour. Thank you so much for listening, /watching, / existing. We'll see you next time.
Shoot the ransom. Shoot the hostage, take the ransom.
That we don't do that anymore. We don't do that. We just call Sarah Paulson a hoe. That's what we do now.